From Harvard Eye Associates, we want to welcome Dr. John Hovanesian. Today we're going to be talking about gut microbiome and gut health, and eye health. How are those connected?
The gut and the eye. Who knew?
Who knew there was something you could be doing down here that gets you up here? But it's gut check time. So let's talk about how diet and obesity can, we gain weight, we smoke our lungs, maybe lung cancer. But how is there a connection between their gut and our eyes?
Yeah, so it's fascinating. We've known for a long time that what we eat affects our eye health. There have been studies, large, well-done studies like the age-related eye disease study, ARIDS, that told us that eating certain, vitamins, micronutrients led to less progression of macular degeneration.
Okay.
An important disease, the leading cause of legal blindness in people over age 65. But what we're really learning more and more today is there is a gut-eye axis. There is actually direct communication, usually through the bloodstream and through the immune system, between what's happening with the bacteria and fungi as well, but mostly bacteria in our gut, in our intestines, and our eye health across important diseases.
Well, how new is this kind of gut-eye axis in terms of the approach in therapeutic stuff for ophthalmology?
Well, it's still very much in development.
Okay.
In fact, I recently wrote an article that if I were starting my career again, this might be an area that I would want to go into, because we're going to see evolution of this science for the coming decades, for sure, as we understand it. Right now, it all seems very complicated because there are so many different organisms, and they work in so many different ways to affect eye health. One of them is just the metabolites that they help your food produce. Leafy green vegetables produce different types of metabolites than In-N-Out Burger. I know that's shocking to some people.
What?
But so short chain fatty acids that have natural, anti-inflammatory properties and immune mediating properties really can prevent, and in some cases even reverse, macular degeneration. That's just one disease. Diabetic disease and other blood vessel diseases in the eye like that come from hypertension, high cholesterol, and other diseases. And also glaucoma, can be affected. We've also known that cataract probably is regulated to some degree by what we eat. There's not been a good study showing how to prevent them with dietary means, but all of these are related. So metabolites are one. The second is regulation of the immune system.
Okay.
So the bacteria in our gut, we've known for a long time that there is immune tissue, white blood cell depots in the wall of the intestine, and the immune system sends cells through this area and picks up information and then acts on it.
Okay, those T cells are working down there, and things like that are going on?
Exactly right. It's largely through T cell immunity and their interaction with tissues.
Okay. Well, how important are, we hear someone, probiotics, and take these things and that kind of stuff. Can that play into what's going on in the rest of your body?
It can, and it's not as simple as saying take any old probiotic, or that we even know which brand is necessarily best. We're really, it's so complicated that it's not just as simple as that. What we know is that eating foods that have fermented foods can be very beneficial, like yogurt and certain cheeses. Certainly taking probiotics is another way, although you don't have to take probiotics to get many of the benefits.
You had me at cheeses.
I had you at cheese. That's good. That's a good one. And that they will diversify. Really, if there's a word that we want in our diet and in our gut, it's diversified bacteria. Okay. So, one thing we know is that eating processed foods, here comes the In-N-Out Burger, or anything that's heavily processed, leads to organisms in the gut that lead to diseases like diabetes and pro-inflammatory diseases that cause destruction of tissues. Whereas more natural foods, eating seeds, I mentioned leafy greens, flaxseed is a great dietary supplement. You put it on your yogurt or your shake or whatever, your cereal, and it's very helpful. And there are a variety of other nutrients you can read about. And yes, carrots are good for your eyes.
I like that. Well, it goes back to when I was a kid. You are what you eat kind of a thing, right? And are you surprised, or this new understanding of things like that there's so much connectivity between what we eat and what we put in our bodies and how our eyes react to that and how our eyes age well or don't age well, or there's disease and or there isn't disease.
Yeah, it's a great point. It's surprising and it's not surprising. We've known, as you know, Grandma told us eat your carrots, and she was right. And but we're really just starting to understand the mechanisms. And of course, this is opening the way for therapeutics. Now we're beginning to investigate therapeutics. That's why this is going to be exciting for the coming decades. As we have new treatments that are not, have a symptom, take a pill, but more like prevent the disease. Actually never have it by, eating certain foods and taking certain supplements potentially when they're appropriate for people at risk. So there's so much to learn. It's really an exciting field.
And let's talk about the connections between the immune system and the T cell stuff, short fatty acid chains, and like anti-inflammatories as well. It's all kind of is part of this, right?
Yeah. So they, through the immune system, the gut microbiome helps dictate the activity of the immune system, the way it responds, especially in people with certain blood types. HLA-B27 we've long known is associated with inflammatory eye disease. That's one of the targets of the immune system. People who have that blood subtype. And then also, this all helps regulate the barrier, what we call the blood-ocular barrier, the barrier between what's inside the bloodstream and what's outside. In diseases like diabetes and to some extent macular degeneration, we have leakage of fluids from blood cells. We have leaky blood vessels because of damage to the lining of those vessels. And so we can protect those, make them more robust, and prevent the downstream side effects of these diseases by modifying our diet.
Okay. And so some of the specific ocular diseases that can be part of gut, kind of the diabiosis or whatever we call that, right?
Yeah.
Age-related macular degeneration we talked about, diabetic retinopathy.
Yeah.
And what's uveitis?
Uveitis is a broad term that reflects all of the inflammatory diseases of the eye, that can really be damaging to the eye. And if you've banged your knee against the coffee table, you've had inflammation in your knee. It's not infected, it's inflamed, right? And there's autoimmune disease. Arthritis is an example where you have the immune system acting badly against tissues. And we've known a long time how people with rheumatoid arthritis eat can affect how active their disease is. And the same thing in the eye. So
now, when they take that eye pressure test when I go to have my checkup, is that part of like, okay, your eye pressure is good, it's low, or it's high, we have some issues? Is there a connection there, what we're talking about here?
There is a connection, particularly with glaucoma, which is a disease where high pressure in the eye can cause long-term damage, irreversible damage to the eye. And so it can be a signal of inflammation, but it's independently, there's risk there. So the way we think that food and the microbiome affect glaucoma is not so much through modulating the pressure in the eye, but modulating the retina, the optic nerves' resistance to that pressure.
Okay.
So if we can have a neuroprotective effect, then even if pressure is not so well controlled inside the eye may not suffer damage. And so, it affects so many things about the basic metabolism, the basic health of these delicate cells in the eye that we can't afford to ignore this way of helping us stay healthy.
And there's even a connection with dry eye disease?
There is, absolutely, because, and we've known that for a long time as well. Eating omega-3 fatty acids can help regularize the oils and the fluids produced in the eye. But it's also dry eye and inflammatory disease. So if you can downregulate inflammation through what you eat, you can benefit dry eye as well.
Well, we've talked about some of the treatments, and it seems to be the message here, folks, is you are what you eat, right?
Yeah,
and so let's get some of the good foods in, and In-N-Out Burger's getting a bad rap today.
Well, I should just pick on one brand. Let's go to McDonald's next.
Yeah, one of the fast foods in general, right? And so treatments, so let's say I get my diet straight and I'm still having some challenges. What are some of the other things that we can do?
Yeah, no question that doing your best with your diet is an ongoing effort for everybody. Regular eye health, good eye health means having an eye exam. If you're over 50, it's a great idea to have an eye exam once a year. It can be an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. As long as the doctor is doing a thorough look at the eye, checking the pressure, it's good at least every couple of years to dilate the eyes and get a good look in back of the eye. And just do a thorough examination and then advise you on what we see and what we maybe can do about it. So. That's important.
And when you see maybe some of the signs of something emerging, Are there some things that you can do immediately in terms of, okay, then we need to stop this, or we need to start this, or we need to get you on this? So what are some of those things, if you see an emergence of this, you may think is connected to the gut health?
Sure. Well, so at this stage of modulating gut health and the eye, it's really about every day of your life, eat well.
Right.
And,
Okay.
Try to follow guidelines like I talked about. Don't smoke. Try to get some sleep. Try not to let stress ruin your life. Be a happy person. There is so much link between our emotional state and our health state. There's mounting evidence of that as well. It's a whole other fascinating area of study. But taking care of yourself is, the bottom line here. And what we eat is so fundamental to that. We're now just learning how important it is and exactly how it modulates our health.
All right, Dr. John Hovanesian from Harvard Eye Associates, thank you so much for joining us today. Most of my big takeaways, I'm going to eat more cheese. Maybe not the
Maybe
best.
less burgers.
Nope. Yeah, cheeseburgers. There we go. All right. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.